This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 513.
I program my own computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. We have the technology.
Hello, everybody. This is Adam Silvey, host of the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. We have a whole bunch of nothing next weekend. Obviously, no WordCamps, no conferences. It's the time of year. Next weekend will be, New Year's. So there's that. All right, moving on. Segment 1 in the news. Also, slightly a light time of year for news stuff, but I did some digging. I was curious about some stats and whatnot. And did you know that according to W3Techs.com, I think it's W3Tech, Techs, .com. Yeah, I was right. WordPress is used by 62.9% of all the websites whose content management systems that we know about. And that then equates to 43.1% of all websites. That's where we get to 43%, but 62.9% of all the websites whose content management systems we know about, it's being used by a lot. That's crazy. And they have a nice chart and breakdown of stats, versions of the WordPress being used, subcategories of WordPress, themes. Just FYI, like 77.2% adoption of version 6.0, 17.4% of people are still using version 5.0, 5% are using 4.0, 0.4% are using 3.0, and that's as far as that goes down. But like even the subcategories, pretty interesting things there as far as what's it called? Themes or page builders for that matter. Elementor has 22.1%. WooCommerce is 20.9%. WP Bakery, yikes, 11.3%. Beaver Builder 0.1%. But like they all drop way off after that. And then there's hosting. If you have not checked out W3Techs.com, I recommend it. There's a link in the show notes. Check it out. It really is interesting to see like all the things that they have really broken down besides just that that average that we know about, the 43.1, and how it keeps growing year after year, which is great, but it's kind of neat to know what else is going on out there as well. I mean, there's client-side languages, email servers. Let's see, what's it say for email servers? Gmail, still the most popular. Microsoft is number 2. New Full Digital Group, 3.2%. Oh, those first two were 17.6 and 13.2. Anyway, what else is it? Web servers, like what kind of servers? Nginx, Apache, Cloudflare, Lightspeed. Those are the top 4. And then it's kind of neat. Data centers. Amazon is the biggest data center out there still. Google, close second. So kind of neat. Anyway, top level domains. One more here. .com, obviously the most popular at 46.0%. Okay, so check it out. W3Techs.com. I'll put a link in the show notes if you're interested in that. Kind of neat things there. All right, moving on. Segment 2, the meat and potatoes of this week's episode. So this week I'm talking about the North Star, not the actual star in the skies, but as it relates to business and running a business. Now, in some Googling, there's actually a definition of the North Star, as it states, and the rest is a quote. In the realm of small business, the North Star is a guiding principle or core mission that defines the company's purpose and direction. It serves as a constant reference point, aligning decisions and actions with the business's overarching goals. Having a clear North Star is vital, providing a strategic compass that fosters focus, inspires stakeholders, and ultimately leads to sustainable growth and success, end quote. Okay. Now, I bring up this topic as, once again, I find myself at a crossroads with my ideation savant's brain conflicting with the North Star of my business. So that said, recently I was visiting a good friend of mine out in Boise a couple months back, and he helped clarify some things for me on the issue of pursuing something new or sticking with my North Star, at least what I think that is of my North Star. So without further ado, I've been thinking about this for a few months now. Here are 3 reasons to consider to not make the leap, to stay the course, and I'll share a little case study / back in the napkin notes from our lunch as well on the alternative, like kind of how this kind of came to fruition. So, number 1, established reputation or an established reputation and a client base. Now, your current business, my current business, likely has an established reputation, and I have a customer base, some of them very loyal to me. Building trust and credibility in the business took time. It takes time. My existing customers or your existing customers are a valuable asset, or they can be. on the flip side, starting a new business from scratch means you have to invest time and resources to build that reputation and get those new customer relationships in place. Okay, that's number one. Number two, knowledge and expertise. Now, you have accumulated knowledge and expertise in your current business. I know I have. People tell me this all the time. Even though sometimes I don't think I have much to offer, apparently I do. This experience can be a significant advantage because, of course, the flip side, starting a new business often requires learning curve, may involve challenges that I have not encountered before. So leveraging your existing skills can save time and resources. And number three, financial stability. Running a business, especially in the initial stages, can be financially challenging. I know this for a fact. I've shared numbers in the past. The first year was really hard. Years 2 and 3, slightly better. 4 or 5, better again. 6, slow. 7, okay. Anyway, you get the gist. So your current business, my current business as well, even with the ups and downs, may provide a more stable financial foundation than a new venture could have. Now, considering the potential financial strain of the building of a new thing, it's something that has to be taken into consideration deeply. Really it is. Okay, so again, established reputation and client base, knowledge and expertise, financial stability. Those three things are the core of, in theory, what should be keeping people on target for their North Star. Now, for the back of the napkin, the gritty details, what came to talking to my friend Scott about was that the North Star demands that you might need sales and income. In my case, the back of the napkin was I need income. Things were slow. This was a few months back. Things have changed a little bit, but if you do need that, if the primary goal right off the bat is income, then it makes sense to stick with what you have in place. Because if you start something new, you have to take a moment to figure out how long would that new thing take to get going? How many hours? 40, 50, 100 hours to build it first? And then once you've built it, you have to then take the time to get traction and new sales for it. Okay. Based on that, let's say you're going after, in my case, a specific vertical market in the WordPress space, landing 3 to 5 new clients at a cost of, let's say, $3,000 per contract at if you're doing a productized service, less expenses, it might be $10,000 much faster than you're going to see $10,000 in the new thing. Okay. So with that said, of course, it's a mental struggle out there as well to consider. Mental meaning stress and or burnout. If you really don't want to be doing the old thing anymore, that's something to consider. And I know I bring this up often and a lot, but in reality, it's a real thing. And it's prevalent during this time of year as well. Q4, I've seen across the years I've been doing this, is tough for people because things slow down. Money gets tighter. The holidays come around. So I think it's something to kind of consider as well. So of course, before making any decision, it's essential to conduct a thorough analysis of both options. You want to consider factors of the marketing conditions, the personal passion and commitment, what you're doing now versus what you might be moving into, and the long-term vision for each business. Where is it really going to go? Okay. So that said, and I said that before, my main takeaway that I want to offer is this. You need to talk to somebody else about it. Not necessarily your partner or your spouse, but somebody that you trust, because you need to get the feedback from a third party, a new set of eyes and ears, because you may not see it yourself of what is in your best interest in the short term. Not to say it may not be better in the long term for something else, but the grass is always greener kind of concept, right? So again, it's not easy running your own business year in, year out. The new thing, having ideas, the new shiny object syndrome issues. But I just wanted to put that out there that again, sometimes the North Star needs to be reminded. You need to be reminded of what that is, bigger picture. Okay. Now, where's that going to lead me in the next year? Don't know just yet. Working on that still. The ebbs and flows of a daily and a weekly and a monthly and a quarterly and a yearly business are not easy. I am first to admit that, and I'm more than happy to share. If people want to know more about this, if you're looking for more information, exactly what I'm talking about, let me know. I'd love to, maybe we'll put together some type of cohort, or I'll just do a live Zoom call or something, and we can talk about it. All right. There you have it. I hope that helps. I hope you're all having a great part of the year, end of the year, and not overly stressed, but I hope you know what your North Star is moving into 2024. All right, moving on, segment 3, tip and tool of the week. This one's a fun one. I've mentioned this many years ago, I think I did. It's called photofunia.com, PHOTOFUNIA.com. It's a service you can upload images or text to it, and it inputs that into a preset template. Got to take a look at it. It's just fun. I really like it, so I just want to share it again because it's fun, and I just want to share fun things right now. All right, photofunia.com. That is it for this week. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@kitchensinkwp.com, or use that speak pipe function on the website. Website. I'm keeping that in there. If you want to support the show, you can become a Patreon, kitchensinkwp.com/Patreon. If you want to sponsor the show, you can do that. There's a form on the website as well. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right? Bye-bye. And for those who celebrate Christmas, as this episode drops on Christmas, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Okay, that's all. Bye.